Good morning and welcome back to the first session for the week, Tokyo Sydney overlap. And those who are joining from the eastern side of the world, a very good morning and good evening for those who are joining from the western side of the world. It is around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard now. And let's get started off because we've got some action going on. Uh, it is expected to start now in most of the major currencies and the dollar index. All right, so let's get started off with the euro, and we'll go through euro, dollar index, GBP USD, uh, gold, and I think we'll also touch base with the indices and coins quickly, but I'm not sure about the trade setups that we are going to take in coins, but we'll have a review as to what are the wave counts there, and should we wait further or should we commit on the short side. All right, so that's the list for the session, and let's get started off with the daily chart as usual when we start the first session of the week. All right, so the larger degree trend in euro USD is absolutely no doubt it's on the higher side with an impulse already print at a minor degree, and also the corrective ABC, which has bounced on the 13th of January around the 61.8% Fibonacci, around 1.0177, sorry. All right, so that could be a major bottom in place for euro going forward, right? And what we are about to see could be the third wave just beginning to cut loose on the north side. So, believe it or not, it's one of the best places to enter if you haven't still done that. Here is the 4-hour time frame, and there is no change as to what we discussed earlier and also during the last week. All right. The only thing that differs is okay, I don't even need to change the path because that's exactly what we discussed on Friday last session. All right. Now it has bounced from the 50% Fibonacci ratio of the recent boundary. Not only that, if you take the Fibonacci retracement of the recent, even one lesser degree. There you go. Did you see that the 61.8% bounce? All right. So it is certainly a convergence and a good one, actually, a very powerful convergence which can be seen right now. And if it's the third wave unfolding, then prices are slated to rally and rally in a big way from here, because you've got the minute wave one and minute wave two. Maybe I could push this as minute wave one and minute wave two as well. And what begins now, now to change this structure as well. Because these five waves would bring in minute wave 3 up there. All right, and then we've got minute wave 4 and 5. All right, so it's going to be quite a big journey for bulls to be covered. And what we are seeing here is it can be plotted as sub-minute waves, ones and twos. I can do that. We've got even lower degree, and we need to change this to a sub-minute. All right, so this is what it looks like now. It looks very neat. We are beginning to cut loose on the third wave at a sub-minute degree. Wave 1 of sub-minute complete, wave 2 of the sub-minute complete, and the third of sub-minute is beginning to cut loose. Now, I don't know if it's going to end here or it's going to be even extended. But tell you what, we've got three different degrees going on here. The sub-minute wave 3 of minute wave 3 of minute wave 3 in the process. Tell you what, if you still are sitting on the sidelines, or if you're not entered on the long side, it's not a bad price to even do it right now, because the low was just around 365, 360 overnight Friday. All right, it's not a time to really waste or wait for more correction. Go long right now. You can place your stop loss around 1.0200, and you can run your targets through 1.11 on the north side. All right. So that is the outlook for Euro USD. Let's continue with the dollar index now. I'm going to change the wave structure here as well. But before that, we have to discuss what is looking on the daily chart. Just a quick view. All right, so the daily chart in impulse lower, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And on the right hand side, we can see that it is an A, B, C rally, corrective in nature, and stalling at 61.8%, just above the 61.8%, and also around the past support, turning resistance area. All right, so it looks good with the larger degree wave 1 and 2 complete. And now we are looking all the action on the right hand side, please. So it is either a third of third wave, or it is the third of third wave, as we discussed in the euro. All right, so we can do that exercise in the dollar index as well. What I would say is maybe you can say it's minute wave 1, 2, and then minute wave 1, 2, and then sub-minute wave 1 and 2. So this wave 3 is going to go much lower, and then the wave 4 is going to be shifted on the right hand side. Tell you what, it's going to be sub-minute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be minute 3, and then minute 4, and then 5. So we've got some business left on the downside, where minute wave 3 is going to go much deeper, followed by minute wave 4 higher, somewhere there, and then minute wave 5 lower, still lower actually. That's going to be a potential path for the dollar index. All right, so let's do a trend line. I don't know if it's just stalling at a trend line resistance or what it's doing. Yeah, it's a very steep trend line. Yeah, you never know. This could be a wave. The first wave, that's to be seen actually what the price action is going to unfold like. Now, if it's kind of retracing the entire boundary, then it could be an A, B, and C. So we still have to see some corrective action in place, possibly towards the 108.30 zone before it reverses lower again. All right. So either it's going to be the third of third wave, all right, or it's going to be the third of third of third wave. Both senses, both cases. Uh, it is advisable if you are still sitting on the sidelines, please consider entering on the short side with a stop around 109.85 and 110.30. All right, and going forward, it would be either a third of third. I think even if it's a third of third wave, we are well positioned for a massive decline lower. All right, the correction is going to be shallow. It's not going to take much time. Maybe the correction is over. We'll see how the price action unfolds in the next few sessions. But I think it's good time. It's time for base to come back to control soon enough. All right, sir. So next is GBP USD, where again the action is on the northern side. Uh, that is the chart setup we had posted on the portal as another trade call on the long side. I think it was done on Friday. So we are minute wave 1 and 2 complete, and then minute wave 3 is subdividing possibly into 5 waves. Maybe it's wave 1 and 2 and again 1 and 2. So that could also be referred to as a third of third of third wave in the making probably. Alright, so by the time prices reach minute wave 3, or by the time minute wave 3 is complete, we would be easily around, the price action could be easily above 1.32 or even 1.34 actually. All right, so possibly it's a good time to enter on the long side if you haven't done yet. The 2600 handle has been tested just below that, uh, and this could be maybe a sub-minute degree wave 2 in the making. And if that's correctly identified, then we are going to see a sub-minute wave 3 beginning to cut loose on the long side very soon enough. Right. So that is the outlook for pound as well. Extremely bullish. The stop loss, the trading point of view, the stop loss would go at least around 1.2250. I mean, just around 2100 would be a very safe place, but 2250 is also technically correct. Place your stop loss there. All right, that's the story for pound. Now we've kind of gained quite a bit in gold over the past week, and let me. I think we should clear up some wave counts. Let's go back to an hourly chart, or first let's have a look at the daily chart so that we know what the bigger picture is looking like. Uh, we've changed the outlook a bit actually. We have from wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We were expecting an expanded flat wave 4 to be unfolding. We are not completely ruling out that possibility still, but it is also quite possible that the fourth wave terminated here. I'm putting that as a high probable count right now, but the alternate count still remains that an expanded flat minor degree wave 4 is in the works, and you never know, gold might might retrace quite a bit towards 2500 levels as well before resuming its rally. All right, so this is one thing to keep in mind, brothers, on a large degree. For now, we are putting wave 4 there, but having placed the minor wave 4 here, what we are now looking is at minute wave 1, 2, 3 potentially complete, and then minute wave 4 is in the works. Now, even if minute wave 4 is in the works, prices need to correct lower towards at least 2800 levels. Now, this is where all the action is lying. So let's go on a shorter time frame. I think I'm going to remove these 5 waves. It's done now. And I'm also going to remove this retracement. That is also not effective at the moment. Now this Fibonacci extension has been met, so let's get rid of that as well. So last week what we had suggested, aggressive shorts, has turned out turned out to be good. It is also possible that what we have seen right now is wave A correction, all right, and then we might have wave B over there, and wave C might be placed here. All right, so it could be a 3 or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it's at this point in time. It looks like a 3-wave decline, labeled as wave A. It can also be turned up as an impulse 1, expanded flat 2, uh, 3, wave 4, and 5. But rather than an impulse, it looks a 3-wave decline for now. Anything changes, we will bring it back in the next session. But expect some corrective rally. That is already done right now around the 75. You never know, let's give it some more room. Maybe around the 50% mark, around the 2895 or 2900 zone. That would be a resistance, good one. And if that's been identified correctly, then the next shorts possibly are going to erupt somewhere from the 2895 2900 zone, with a potential target of around 2750, where the 50% of the large degree wave 3 also comes around, and also that channel is passing through. Maybe we can shift wave 4 a little bit lower, wave C there. All right, so it's quite possible that we might see a corrective decline, or we might continue to see gold declining a bit more uh, towards 2750. We'll be watching very closely though. If it drops as an impulse, it's quite possible for one more decline and find support around the 2812. That would ideally complete 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which could be wave A again, and then a corrective rally, and then a larger wave C lower. So we'll be watching price action for gold quite a bit. I think the most important fact what gold has done in the previous week is, I'm going to just flip the chart to a candle. Now gold has produced an engulfing bearish after quite a bit of rally. If this is an AB of the expanded flat all the way, C is possible for lower. All right, so just hang in there. We will bring up the more updates, but at least for now we are looking for gold to pull back a bit and then reverse lower again back towards the 2750 zone, sorry. All right. So that is the story in gold. Uh, consider fresh shorts around the 2795, 2900 zone with a stop around 2960, potential target around 2750 or so. All right. Let's also touch base with the Dow Jones and SPX 500. So is it this is proof enough right now that what we were anticipating as a potential wave 5 could have been completed, and a rally was expected. So the rally is coming through nicely, but be watchful of buying. Actually, it's great potential to sell actually going forward. All right, so be a bit watchful in not getting carried away towards the bullish side. Each rally, I think, even if it's wave two done, I think it's going to resume wave three low very soon now. And SPX 500. You see, so that five wave complete. Friday close was a good rally, so most global indices should also be in the green as we speak. It's a 38.2%, so that could be a corrective decline. Could be a corrective decline and follow through. Maybe back towards the 2050 zone, 6050 zone, uh, before the third wave resumes. So it's I think it's seriously coming back to business actually. All right, so we've got to just wait for that price action to complete the three wave corrective rally, and we'll be good on the short side again. And those views would be reflecting on the coins as well. Before we go to the coins, I think Nasdaq must have done the same thing. All right, so it's doing the same thing. We will wait for the corrective wave to complete. That's the first wave rally. On the corrective side, I just need to put the retracement a bit lower. Let's pull it lower. And there you go. The pullback is started. I could, when it reaches 21,500, we are going to remain inclined to go short again. And for now, Bitcoin should be around. That's a good one. It's an extremely good one though. But is it a three-wave corrective rally? I think it's a three-wave corrective rally. So ideally, now this could be the beginning of a deeper correction, possibly back towards the 93 handle. So we should get ready to sell on a rally. It's the rally is almost complete now, so the wait could be over for us to try and initiate on the short side again. We will just wait for the London Times when they are back. We will issue a trade call. I think let's remove these extensions, and maybe it's wave 1, 2. So is it going to be wave 3, 4, and 5? That would be very interesting. I'm going to remove that as well. Uh, all right, let's get rid of that as well now. This is the boundary which is in the making. We will focus on that boundary now. All right. By the time I think we are neatly at the past support turn resistance as well, so it should be good to and the rally is corrective ABC until now. Should be good actually. Let's have a look at Solana. That is also a corrective rally which we were anticipating and it has come through nicely. And the only thing is that we've got to be a bit careful where to go and sell. All right. Because Solana has dropped until 125 and 125 is almost the previous low. So is it it's a very complex structure that Solana is unfolding. If that was wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so Solana topped out and it has print 5 waves lower. So any rally could be just a corrective wave and we should be careful uh, in going long. All right, so we'll wait for just one more session before taking a call on Solana and Bitcoin on the short side, sir. I think the risk assets are now just carving the second wave before the third wave decline could resume. That's going to be interesting now. All right. Let's bring the current session to a pause, brothers, and we'll be now back during the London times. Until that, once again, thank you for tuning in. And okay, I just need to change the time frame here. We had to, the visibility has to be on the hourly as well. That's all. We don't want to see that lower degrees on the dailies. All right, so until the next one, as always, once again, thanks for joining and take care and God bless. Goodbye.